This is the Bush Whisperer coming at you from the beautiful Penguin Sanctuary, southern tip of Africa, Cape Agulhas, Simonstown, Boulders, Penguin Sanctuary. Humor. Oh, I just had a good giggle. I actually found a big seabird a few days ago, and actually a couple of days ago, and I carried it from the beach. One of those massive, gigantic seabirds. I had to carry it from the beach to Sankops, which is a nature conservation center right here. It's only like 100 meters. It's a penguin sanctuary, essentially. And my beach is like 50, 60 meters, and then it's like a little way you got to walk, I don't know, 30 meters to get to the beach. And then, okay, I had to walk along the beach. Maybe I had to carry like 130 meters, 130 meters, whatever, to get to the Sankops place. And it was very badly injured, but it was completely compos mentis. And so I was just talking to my friend, and we were having a great giggle. He works here. He's a young guy who's here every day. And he sees me and my son and I. And so we were having a giggle at animals and how animals can recognize people. Because I want to see when this bird's been rehabilitated. I want to meet it again. And I carried this seabird all the way. It's massive. They've got sharp beaks, massive beaks. I mean, you can lose digits. But it trusted me. It was a sense of trust. And funnily enough, I can't stop thinking about this animal. What's happened to this animal? Is this animal okay? Some part of me wants to see this animal, go and visit it. Is that unusual? Good humor. The humor of the heart is born of love. I want you to grasp this, consider this. When we are in tune with love, love reveals the connections between all things. And when the connections between all things are revealed, Josh, don't play with the bins, please. One starts to elevate one's mental sphere, mental concentration as well. And this is experienced as a mental recognition of the connection between things. And when we mentally recognize the connection between things, this is humor. Humor shows how one thing connects to another thing in a very subtle way that isn't rational, but the connection is shared and realized. And so when we laugh, essentially what we're doing is we're allowing the recognition of connectivity between all things to flow through us. Humor is divine. This is why humor can take you right back to the powers of the spirit. It had a big place in the ancient Greek world. The shaman understands the power of humor, the power of laughter, and uses the power of laughter and the power of humor as a very powerful healing technique. One will notice that in certain trances, the laughter starts to flow through one. In the same way that tears can flow through one, laughter can flow through one, and one will be laughing without having anything to laugh at. Just laughing at this universe, at how incredibly it's put together. It's a very profound sense of laughter. The same way as when you cry, and you're just recognizing how everything is an extension of every other thing, and every human being and every animal and every living thing is connected. It can produce deep tears, a sense of connecting to all things, and the sorrow of the world flows through one. Laughter is when the joy of the world flows through one. We generally feel we need a reason to laugh, and when we need a reason to laugh, we sort of limit the flow of the humor through us. And this is important to understand how this works. So humor is something that you should try and bring into your consciousness all the time, because it's powerful, it's revealing. It will always bring you back to your center when you allow yourself to just laugh. For the laughter has a very powerful resonating effect upon the heart center and the belly. This is why the shaman love to laugh so much. Because when you laugh, the energy in your solar plexus gets released. All the stored up energy gets released and it flows through your body. And so the laughter is kind of a pranayama, if you want to get right down to it, that causes all of your energy centers to become balanced and harmonized in the act of laughing. The same can be said for crying. Crying is when the water element flows through you and it cleanses, literally cleanses your eyes. Your brain literally gets cleansed. causes the fluids to flow through your organs and through your nadis and your energy centers in most intriguing ways. Once again, one usually cries when one thinks one has a reason to cry. And then one becomes trapped in the tears. I always say that when you cry, make sure you cry with a straight face. It's to remind my ex-wife. When she was crying, I used to say, oh, cry with a straight face, you don't want wrinkles. And that just to make her laugh. It's very important to realize that when we're crying or laughing, this is actually about laughter, but crying is the other pole of laughter, and they're both equally relevant and relative. When you start to laugh at the nature of creation's mystical beauty and how fascinating it is, it will in-tune you with the polarity, and at some point the tears will flow from deep within. For this will reawaken the awareness of the sorrow. Buddha spoke about the awareness of the sorrow very much. There was much revelations that came through the Buddha about this. It's worth looking at this, understanding what this is. Not intellectually. Your heart needs to engage. Though the laughter is a very energetic thing. And it flows with the element of the air. And allows the element of air to pump through all the nadis. To cause all the rivers of air, energy, through the meridian system, to just allow them to channel out any excess blockages and allow all the energy to start flowing through the system. And when the energy starts flowing through the system, the rotational axis become activated within the body, all the chakras. And there's many of them, thousands. And these start to create a balanced harmonic electromagnetic field through which all the pranic life force energies can flow naturally with harmony and with balance. So remember next time you're laughing that there's something divine happening. And there's a laughter yoga that has been developed. It's great. But you don't need to go to laughter yoga. You just need to remind yourself to observe the universe very closely. And you'll start noticing how things are funny. When you're paying attention, you see a comedian is somebody that pays attention. They're watching society, they're watching people. Joshua? Not now. They're watching people and society. They're observing the way in which the world is working. And they're getting a sense of the hidden perspective of connectivity between all things that's flowing and connecting all people and all things. And so it is in this way that they are becoming as prophets. Understand that the comedians are the prophets in a sense. Because they're going to notice the idiosyncrasies. And those idiosyncrasies are going to be revelations of sorts. And so satire becomes a great teacher, becomes a great revealer, and starts to teach us about what's wrong with ourselves, our perception of reality, and subsequently the world we live in. The social structures, everything there is to understand about the way that we live and what we're doing in our lives can be put on its head by the power of satire. And so it turns everything upside down, causes one to reevaluate. And in the process of reevaluation, one becomes reawakened to what's really going on. And so one gets a fresh perspective. And a fresh perspective can be compared to the mind of a child. Like you're seeing things for the first time. You really pay attention when you're seeing things for the first time. And the increase of attention broadens the spectrum of the awareness field. And this means there's a greater potential for energy to be experienced. More consciousness flowing through the body. A greater and more intense experience of reality, which produces yet more potential realizations within that moment. Almost as if the moment itself is expanding, getting bigger, encompassing more, becoming a very powerful experiential field through which the consciousness can flow, bringing one to the state of attunement that can reveal deep truths. So remember that next time you're laughing, and enjoy laughter. There's something very powerful in the act of laughing. And don't ever stop yourself from laughing. Don't get self-conscious by the way you laugh. People say I laugh like Santa Claus. I don't mind. Okay, so I laugh like Santa Claus. ho, ho, ho. It's because I laugh from my belly. And if you laugh from your belly, you're laughing from the point of rhythm. So I'm very attuned with rhythm. Rhythm's very much focused in the belly. Those that are very attuned with rhythm will have that belly laugh. So you could think of Santa Claus as a shaman, in a sense. He's very much in tune with rhythm, with the forces of time. Something to consider here. Something profound to understand about the nature of this reality. This is the Bush Whisperer, sharing a few words about good humor, laughter, and how it breaks down the universe to form a deeper and more complete awareness thereof. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Have a great day.